Well, hello, welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to make what I call an F-bomb. Basically, I've got a piece of a limb. This is not the one I'm going to use, but it's similar to this. This is actually the one I'm going to use right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a F-bomb. It's basically a little bomb with a F on the side of it. What provoked me to do this was somebody asked me at a craft show a couple years ago about making them a big one. And they showed me the picture, and I'm like, hey, I can try that and do it. I'm up to trying most anything. And it was kind of fun to do. And so I got a friend that about every other word that comes out of his mouth is F this, F that, and all that. So I thought this would have been a perfect gift for him. So I made a bunch of these for craft shows, like 25 of them or something like that, and I sold them all real quick. So I thought that was kind of a fun little simple project to use a piece of a limb like this and make a cute little trinket out of it, if you want to call it that. So let's get over to the lathe and we'll get started on it and go from there and see where we're at. Hang tight. All right, to bring you up to speed of what happened or what I did was I made one of these earlier, filmed it, and then my mic went dead and I forgot to stop it and what have you. So I'm going to redo it. This is what we got. So anyway, I turned this, was a piece about yay long, basically made it round, put a spigot on the end of it here for the fuse part, and then I got one on here to grab it with my chuck. So that's where we're at on this stage here. So we're going to open this up and put this in our chuck and grab it. And we're going to drill our hole first to get our hole drilled. All right. All right. So get my live center out of this. I got a 1/2 inch drill, a Forstner bit. And basically I want to drill it down about 1 inch, put my quill at 1 inch, and this is my fuse. It's just a little rope, and we're going to go from there. All right, so get you over there, lined up so you can see a little better. All right, we're going to drill a 1/2 inch hole. Exciting. I'm running about 300 RPMs. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm going to go down about 1 inch. I go 1/2 inch, back it out, clean my bit out, and we're going to go down another 1/2 inch. There it is. Yeah. Clean that out. There it goes. There. All right. So we got our 1/2 inch hole. And basically my wick will go in here like so. And I'll glue that in there. It'll stick out and it'll look like a wick you're going to light with. That's the plan. So now we got to make that into a severe. So I'm putting my tailstock back in. And then we'll turn this. All right. Got my face shield here. And make sure everything's good. Got my bowl gouge here. Oh, one of the things I want to do first is I want to cut this down to make that stem. Got my bowl in here. All right. And the other thing I want to do is find the center of that. So I get a center mark so that when I turn this into a sphere, it'll be at, and it's roughly 3.5. So about 1.5, about somewhere right in here will be where my center mark is. And let's do it. Now what I want to do is turn it around so I can grab this side here. And might take that down just a hair. Yeah, that's all right. I was going to take that down just a hair more, but I think it'll be all right. Yeah. All right, let me switch over to my other chuck here. And so I can grab a hold of that stem. All right. Okay, and I'm gonna find my center. Put my tailstock up, hold it in place. There we are. All right, so now I can round this around, make it round. I'll go clear down to that. So here we go. Seems to me I have a flat spot here or something. Yeah, a little bit of a flat spot right there. Well, that knot. So I'm going to take that, round that off a little bit more. Oh, that's too bad. Do the base of it. Do the base of that, get rid of all that, and we'll be set. Yep. take that little bit out of there. All right, here we go. That's better. All right, so we got our sphere here. So there's what it looks like so far. Let's get around the other side, and we've got to put a flat spot on it for it to sit on. So hang tight, and we'll get to the sander. All right, so here we are for that. And I want to get it to set something like that right there. So let's just put a little sanding on it. And that should do it. So it'll set like that. All right, next step will be we got to dye this black. I got me some dye here, so hang tight. All right, so here we are. I'm going to put some gloves on. I just got an old pair of gloves here because this stuff gets all over you. And I'm just going to paint the thing black. I got, this is Indian ink, basically. And it just basically just smear it on there and we'll rub it in and get everything a good coat and make it look black. Phew, excuse me. I'm just going to spread it on there nice and thick and let it set. My can's just about gone too. Be enough to finish this one anyway. And you could spray paint these black if you wanted to, if you don't have the Indian ink. You just spray paint it black. That'll do the same thing. But I just happen to have this, and it works pretty well. Plus, don't have to worry about waiting for it to dry before we go to our next step. And I've never done a video on this, and I probably will here sometime soon on my X tool that I have. All right, so we got this pretty well covered. Now we just take a rag, and you can see my fingers are sticking to it. And we just make sure we wipe it real good. This stuff dries pretty quick. Yeah, there it is. All right, so we'll let that dry for a little bit, and then we'll be right back, and I'll show you my X tool, and we'll go from there. All right, so hang tight, and let me get these gloves off, and we'll be right back. I apologize. I'm sitting here going through this whole process and I realized I didn't even put my mic back on. I took my schmuck off and forgot to put my mic back on, and here I am sitting here talking to myself. I don't know. I think it's getting old. Anyway, here's our F-bombs in the Xtool. I got it set up. So basically what I've done was I put it in there, got it on an angle over here at the computer screen. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to adjust this to fit what I need. I hit framing and I come over here, and this is about the spot it's going to be on the thing, and that looks good because I've already set that up. And we'll come back over here to the screen, complete, and we've got it set for 35% power, 80% speed, and I'm going to do one pass. Everything looks good. I'm going to engrave it. That's what it looks like. This is what the font is bloody. It's just a fancy F that I've put in there. And then I hit process. I'll hit start. Come over here. I'll close my lid. I'll hit start. And here we go. And it's going to take a whole minute and 17 seconds to do. Sometime I want to sit down and I'll do a complete project on the Xtool and what I'm doing and kind of how I work away through my thought process of how I do things on this. It's been kind of a fun tool for me to have. I think it's a great machine, easy to use, and believe me, it's easy to use because if I can do it, most people can. I'm not a computer savvy person. I have a lot of issues with electronics, and so this works out pretty well on this. So the Xtool, I believe, is a good machine. I recommend it. Easy, like I said, it's easy to use, easy to maintain. The software on it's pretty easy. It took a little bit of challenge to get used to it, but for the most part, it's pretty easy to do. And 15 seconds, our F-bomb will be done. All right. And let the fan run, clean off any fumes that's come out of it. And I've got a hose going outside, so it takes the fumes outside. And I come over here to the screen and I hit OK. I'm back to my square one. Now let's take it out of the machine and see what it looks like. So there it is so far. Let's go back to the bench and we'll finish this off. So hang tight. All right, so basically I got my white stain here. Got me a rag. And I want to paint that F white. So just dip this in there. And I'm just going to dab it in like so. Like so. Take me a clean spot on my rag. I'll just wipe off all the excess. Try not to get it all over everything else. Yeah. So there it is. I'll put a coat of polyurethane on it just to kind of clean it up and protect it, and it'll be done. All right, that part's done. Now we need to put our rope in. Okay. And our rope, we just want to shove down in there. Let me get my torch. I want to torch that real quick and then pull the end of it off. So hang tight. All right, so we got our torch. And I just want to keep that, kind of mold it. This will go inside the wood anyway. There it is. Yeah. And then I'm just going to kind of hit the end of that. Just yeah, just like that. Let that cool for a minute, and where I cut it off, I'll do the same thing to that so it won't fray. There. All right. So our torch part is done. Let's take our tape off. All right, let's hit that just a hair more. Yeah. And I'll grab my glue. We'll put some glue in there and shove that down in there. So hang tight and we'll grab my glue. I got some CA glue here, and I just basically want to dip it in there and get this stuff on me. Pour a little bit in here. My thing is kind of plugged, so can't get a lot out of it. I'm just going to pour some down in there. Not going to take much. There it is. It's on, this one's on the last leg anyway, as far as what's left. And then I just take this and shove it in there. Twist it so it goes down in there. As far as I shove it down in there. There. And that, my friends, is my F-bomb. Hope you enjoyed it. I thought that was a pretty good project. Kind of fun to do. Interesting. So let me know in your comments. Feel free to share, subscribe, like. Give me some comments of what you think I did and how I did it. Maybe do something different. Maybe a little better. You got a better idea. Welcome to suggestions, comments, concerns. Let me know your thoughts. And until next time, hope you enjoyed the videos. Please feel free to share, subscribe, and like. Share these videos. Let people know what I do. And let's get this channel to grow a little bit more. And if you made it to the end, leave me a comment on where you've seen this video and if you've seen somebody else do it before. And let me know your thoughts in comparison to what I do. All right. Have a good night. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.